Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Fool Roller, can you hear me okay? Happy Monday. Okay, good. So, I was supposed to do this Would You Rather questions on Sunday, but I actually tuned in to The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 1. So, I am here tonight. So, hopefully, we get some more people. I just got some fun. Oh, after you turn your volume up. I I just got finished eating dinner. Oh, you looked for me yesterday. Yeah, I changed it at the last minute because this was the first time that I could catch the Real Housewives from the beginning. And it's hard for me to follow when I don't catch from the beginning. So my fault. I meant to put I thought I put something on the community tab, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. But I am here today. I am getting ready to wind down from work. Monday was typical hectic Monday. And I got some fun Would You Rather questions. You know, we always have fun with them because it's an opportunity for us to get to know one another better, break the ice, chop it up. No real rhyme or reason. So I'm hoping that more people come in. If not, I got 20 questions. And I'm literally going to go ahead and put them up. I'm going to be participating too. Yes, you did put the change on the community. Okay, cool. Cool. Yes. I don't know. I've been trying to stick to a Friday live and a Sunday live and then a every other Monday live for game night. So this is kind of throwing it out of the whack, but we'll get it back to it. So the Real Housewives, it's starting off pretty interesting. My work day was okay. It was busy, it was hectic. Friday was a little crazy because I was off. I had to go to the doctor, take care of some medical stuff, and I'm just trying to get myself back on track. But you know, as a small YouTuber, you got to keep it consistent and be on here. So I am here to engage, to hang out, to chit chat, and I'm getting ready to get started with these questions. So if you up in the clouds, up there in them bushes, come on out them bushes and participate up in this game, okay? We do not bite, honey. As long as you are respectful, you are welcome in this place. Welcome into this place. Oh my goodness, I'm being silly, y'all. I'm so ready to chill out. But listen, let me get these questions up here because I'm gonna participate. It might just be me and you as full roller, and guess what? I'm okay with that. Let me put these comments up. Okay. You think I should turn that StreamYard music off in the background? Can you hear it, Miss Full Roller? Because I can't even hear it. It's very low. A little bit. You can hear it, or a little bit I should turn it down. Mm, you heard the song before. Okay. All right, well, let's get into these would you rather questions. It's looking like it's gonna be me and you tonight, Miss Full Roller. The people ain't trying to come kick it with me on a Monday night. And that's okay. Because after these 20 questions, I am turning this computer off. So we got number one up here. And number one, would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? For me, I'm going to have to go with the 10 minutes. I don't want to see 150 years. That is going to that's too long. Good evening, Steve Gilmore. Welcome. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate that. Feel free to chime in, Steve. We're just doing some fun would you rather questions just to break the ice, get to know each other a little better, have a little fun, laugh a little bit on a Monday night. So feel free to chime in. You can just type your answers into the chat. We're not playing for any prizes. There are no right or wrongs. We're just getting to know each other. I feel like I'm yelling over this music. I think I should turn it off. Hey, Four Corners. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? Me personally, 10 minutes is good, and I don't even know if I want that. But I definitely don't want to see 150 years into the future. Yeah, as long as y'all can still hear me, I guess I'll leave it alone. It's odd. We are doing well, thank you. Four Corners doing well. I was just sharing that it was a busy work day. I just had dinner, coming here to do this quick live and chop it up with you all, go through these would you rather questions, get to know each other a little better, kind of have us a little kiki, and then I'm gonna call it a night. How are you and how was your Monday? How was everybody's Monday? I hope everybody's week is off to a good start and happy month of May. And shout out to the members. Thank you guys so much. I'm still trying to work on some type of members only. I don't know if I want to do a live or maybe just a members only post. It seems like every time I try to do a members only live, I get little participation. Y'all seem to like posts better from me anyway. But if you, as a member of mine, have something in mind that you would like to see me do, definitely hit me up on IG and let me know, and I'll work on getting it to you. You know, something that you think, as far as content is concerned, please let me know. Thank you so much, Four Corners. I really appreciate you. You are super supportive and you do always share. So does Miss Full Roller. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, I'm going to go with number two. We're going to keep it moving right along. Keep it moving right along. I'm going to be doing a members giveaway too. It'll be for April. but of course, I'm doing it in the month of May. I always am staggering a month behind, and I usually do it either at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month for the previous month. So I'm gonna try and do it this week. It's going to be a members giveaway, and I think it's going to be some Cocoa Cheek products, some self-care and wellness products. Can you believe it's May, right? This year is going by super fast, Miss Full Roller. This music might be messing up my audio. All right, number 2. Would you rather have telekinesis, which of course is the ability to move things with your mind, or telepathy, the ability to read minds? Would you rather have the ability to move things with your mind or the ability to read minds? Yes. Oh my goodness. Miss Full Roller, if you are not acquainted with Four Corners channel, he has some nice content over there, and he does custom work like with the vinyl. You just got to check him out. He has so much cool stuff over there. Cool stuff, and he's very supportive, very supportive. Just he's a stand-up guy. I really appreciate him. I'm with you on this one, Miss Full Roller. Definitely the telekinesis. I am simply not trying to be reading people's minds because you subject to not like what you see. Okay? Let me just go ahead and look at a thing and make it do what I need it to do. I ain't trying to read your mind. Yes, a while ago over there. Yes. Ability to read minds. Ooh, Four Corners. You would want to read someone's mind? Mm-mm. I don't think I want to know. I don't want to know. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. All right, y'all. Number 3. Would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel? I'm going to have to go with Wonder Woman as well. I can't remember what was that lady's name who played Wonder Woman back in the 80s. I used to love that show. She had those pretty blue eyes and that long dark hair. She was very pretty. I cannot remember her name. But I loved all her superpowers and those bracelets and things because I'd rather be hurt by the truth than a lie. Okay, now that's definitely one way of looking at it, Four Corners. Linda something, right? I can't think of her name too. It was Linda something. I cannot remember her last name. Hmm. Yeah, that is definitely an interesting way of looking at it, Four Corners. Just don't know. Because I feel like you're going to end up being hurt either way. You know? You're going to be hurt either way. All right, let me see. I only got 20 of these guys. This is good. This is giving me a different perspective on y'all. Number 4. Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear? Hmm. You know, I'm gonna say I would rather. Well, I wouldn't have to be forced though. I would rather sing along because I tend to think I could sing a little bit and I have fun with it. The dancing, not so much so. I got a few solid moves and they real laid back. So I'm gonna have to go with the sing along. You're a DIYer, so you want to be able to do the thing your dang self. I know that's right. You sure the people would rather you dance, plus you love to dance, right? Okay, that makes sense. I like to dance too, but honey, the way have you seen how these youngsters dance now? It look like exercise to me. Like they just be jumping around on one leg. It don't look like dancing. Like back in the day, dancing looked cool. It looked sexy. It looked sensual. You looked swagged out. I don't know what this stuff is now, so I couldn't hang with that. Oh, but I might be aging myself, and I'm not that seasoned. I refuse. Moving right along. Number 5. Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year? Now, you ain't talking about that kind of dance. That's my point right there, Miss Full Roller. Oh my goodness. Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year? True love. Miss Full Roller says true love. Pandi says give me the lottery. For one, I feel like I have true love. And if I didn't have true love, I would still rather take the lottery because I think the true love can always be found. The lottery, you're not going to hit that every day. You know, that's like a once in a million thing. True love, you can always fall in true love. So I would go with the lottery because I needs the money. You would like the lottery, but I might not be here next year. Now that's true too. That's true too, Miss Full Roller. Good point. See, you guys put such an interesting perspective on the thing. I ain't look at it like that. Number 6. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade? Oh my God, you well seasoned. Oh my goodness. These are not, both of these options are horrible. But let me pick one. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma? So the days might be numbered. Miss Full Roller. We rebuke that right now. We rebuke that. You live such a healthy lifestyle. In fact, I'm glad you're in here, Miss Full Roller, because I can talk to you about something that I've been seriously looking at because you kind of know a little bit of my situation health wise. And I know that you're familiar with the intermittent fasting. Let me put my answer up for this one though first. Um, I have questions about it, and I know you just the right person to answer them. Okay. So for me, for number six, I'm gonna go ahead and do the time. I'm gonna go ahead and stand 10 toes down and do the 5 years. Cause guess what? I could still get my laugh on. I could still crack jokes. I could still smile. I just ain't gonna be free. But I'll be free in my mind. If I'm in a coma, I'm in fact locked up in my body and in my mind. For a decade, no thank you. Mm-mm. So I would go with the jail for 5 years. Hard choice. You take the coma, them folks in jail could be trifling. Oh, Miss Full Roller, it's okay. You just got to get trifling with them. Oh, Lord, did I just say that out loud? Okay, Lord, let me move on. I'm doing too much. You might think, wait, I think I might like being, uh-oh, Sally have to fight folks off. Exactly. You're going to be in there for 5 years anyway. Might as well. Oh, my goodness. I know people probably like, did she just say that? Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me quit. Let me quit. Number 7. Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner, ooh, or a one night stand with your celebrity crush? Hmm. Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one night stand with your celebrity crush? Now, this is an easy one for me. I definitely would rather have another 10 years with my partner. Ain't nobody got time for no one night stands with nobody. 'Cause what the hell you gonna do after that one night? Okay, that's crazy. Okay, they can still be your celebrity crush in your head, but you better take them 10 years with your true love. Exactly, even though he be getting on your nerves. That's how I'm saying it. Hmm. Number 8. Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed? Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed? Um, I'm gonna have to say chronically overdressed for me. I would much rather have on the layers and then I can, pull off layer by layer as needed. I definitely ain't finna be out here underdressed. That's just not something I do. Or not the right clothes for the occasion. Right, right, right. All right, all right. Number 9. Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history? Oh my God. Um, that's an interesting question. I'm gonna have to go with the internet history. Like, you don't need to know what's on my mind. Sometimes I be having some crazy stuff running through my mind. Everything in the internet history is very much so copacetic. Neither one ain't nobody's business. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you definitely don't need to be reading my mind. You can look at the internet history though all day. Number 10. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories? Another tough question. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this is tough. If I had to go with one or the other, dang. I'm gonna say sight, although I wouldn't want to lose either one. But I'm gonna say sight because when a person loses their sight, your other senses become heightened. So your ability to smell, feel, and hear become heightened. So you'll still be able to maneuver. And the beautiful thing is that even though you've lost your sight, you still have your memory. So you can remember what it was to see the beauty in everything, you know? But if you have your sight, but you don't have your memories, that's hard. I have I can look back at my grandfather dealing with the early onset of Alzheimer's, and it was just heartbreaking. It was very heartbreaking because this is a strong male figure that has always been strong and, a provider. And just when he started to begin to forget, and, they almost kind of revert back to children. And sometimes he would have bouts where he would just get so frustrated and break down and cry because he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember us. He couldn't remember our names. And he just wanted to be home, and he couldn't understand why we didn't understand why he couldn't remember. So that is a very tough thing. So I would select sight. Wait, would you say, Miss Farilla, I'd have to do a rowing on you? Wait. Remember that last scene in season 7 in the courtroom? Uh-uh. What show was that from, Miss Farilla? I don't remember that. It sounds crazy though. Really, Miss Farilla? You would rather lose your memories over your sight? Oh my goodness. See, this is so interesting how we see things so differently on these simple things. But I think I would want to hold on to my memories. You know, I feel like I would be able to maneuver without the sight. All right, number 11. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power? Oh, from Scandal. Okay, okay. Yeah, I remember now. I finally went back and watched it. Primping got me to watch it. Speaking of, I'm gonna have to call her. I'm gonna have to call her. But I spoke with her briefly week before last. Hey, Ryan, the Syrian TV. Hello, good evening. How are you? Thank you for popping in. We're just doing a little fun would you rather questions, just chit chatting on a Monday night before we call it a night. So thank you so much for popping in. And thank you so much for commenting on my Real Housewives video. I appreciate that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I went over and subscribed to your channel as well. So thank you. And feel free to chime in on these would you rather questions. This really is like an icebreaker. It's kind of a way for us to get to know one another and how we would react to certain things. This is what I find these questions to be. So yeah, number 12. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life? Ooh, let me think about this one. Since I live in a warm place now, I'm from a cold place, but I'm not there no more. So now it's warm here. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life or give up the internet for the rest of your life? Oh, wait. Did I skip over the other question? Sure did, didn't I? My bad. I think I did. Let me go back. Number 11. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power? Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me see what you said, Miss Rolla. You said unlimited power? Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I'll take the unlimited power. The universal respect is nice, but it can be a bit overrated. So I would take the unlimited power as well. All right, number 12. We already saw this question about the air conditioning and heating or the internet. Now on this one, I'm gonna have to go with the air conditioning and heating because I feel like you could wear more layers if you get cold. You can shed some of those layers if you get too hot. But I feel like we have become so dependent on the internet. You practically need it for one thing or another to get by. But I'm like you, I'm with you. I'm definitely a reader. I like to read too, Miss Florella, but I feel like we're so bound. Like most of the doctor's offices now, you got to schedule your appointments online. Your banking, you got to go through their online portal. Everything is going to online and digital. So I guess I could do without the AC and heat. Very interesting. You like your internet as well, already don't use the air conditioning. Hey, East Dad, how you doing? Happy Monday. Thank you for popping in. We are just chit-chatting, chopping it up on a good Monday night, East Dad, doing some interesting would you rather questions. So feel free to jump in. I got 20 questions. I think we're on what, number 13? So we'll be here for a little bit, and then I have a question that I'm going to ask, and I'll post this for all of you all that are here. I'm trying to decide. Let me get the question up there. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to get real with myself about my health journey, right? And I'm thinking about, I know the purpose of fasting, I know the background, I know about the whole cells being restored while you're resting, while you're fasting. But do you all know, can someone break down the difference for me between intermittent fasting and alternative day fasting? Like, is there really a real difference? And does it matter? And are there certain health risks that need to be taken into consideration? Okay, so be thinking about that. We'll discuss it at the end of the 20 questions, okay? So, number 13. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or a pool full of maple syrup? Mmm, Nutella. I have never tried Nutella. My daughter used to eat that all the time, but it looked too weird for me. But if I'm not mistaken, that's that hazelnut spread that's pretty much like peanut butter, but instead of peanuts, it's hazelnuts. It's like a darker color, and it's probably good. So for me, for number 13, I'm gonna say give me that maple syrup. Give me that maple syrup and some blueberry waffles. You choose maple syrup. You never had Nutella? I know it's supposed to be really good. Now my daughter used to buy it all the time. It's very expensive too. It's not cheap. Each dad says maple syrup as well. I'm good with the Nutella though. All right, y'all. Now number 14. Nutella is very good. I bet it is. It's probably good. I like nuts and I love peanut butter. And I think that's how she used to eat it. She would make it with, it looked like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but instead of peanut butter, she would use that Nutella spread. hmm So, would you rather labor under a hot sun or extreme cold? Oh my God. Hmm. I'm gonna tell y'all. I love the heat. I love the fact that where I'm at right now, it's kind of tropical. It's like warm all year round. It does get cold, but it doesn't get super cold. But I could not go out and work under no hot sun. I just couldn't do it. I've been there passed out. And I feel like if it's cold and you working, you're gonna be good because you're gonna be sweating. So that extreme cold is gonna cool you off. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, right, East Dad. That's what it remind me of too. Slavery. I'm good with that. I can't do it. It's starting to get hot here now, and there's just no way. I don't know how my husband does it. He works outside all year round, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, whether it's rain, and he's just used to it because he's been doing it for years. I feel so bad for him at times. Miss Fulrella said neither, but on a hot, sunny day, as you may be able to find some shade. Cold, especially if your feet and hands get cold and are the hardest to keep warm, is rough. Yes, frostbite is no joke. Now that's true. That's a different way of looking at it. I don't like to be super cold. But if I have to work outside, I think I'd much rather work in cool conditions. Not extreme though. Under the sun for me. You're from a cold weather state. I'm kind of from a cold weather state, Washington, but I'm not in a cold weather state no more, and I don't think I would ever move back to another one. Number 15. Would you rather stay in during a snow day or build a fort? Wade in the water. I'm not really, I don't know. It'll be fun. It's fun to go out and play in the snow a little bit. Yeah, you right about that now, Miss Full Roller. Y'all get some treacherous cold. I couldn't even do it. Y'all get them brutal winters. For me, it's more wet than anything else. It rains. I feel like 300 days out the year. So you right about that. Now I can't stand up next to no Chicago cold. I'd probably die. I would be whining and crying. I couldn't hang with that. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I don't know what they mean by a fort. I'm assuming like a clubhouse, log cabin type of deal. I don't know about doing all that in the snow. You don't care if you ever see another snowflake? Yeah, because not every year it would even snow there. Most years we would get a light dusting. Now, where I'm at now, I've been here, gosh, almost, I've actually been here 10 years now in South Carolina, and it has snowed once in the 10 years that I've been here. And when I tell you it was like the whole entire city shut down because they didn't know what to do, they weren't used to it. And I guess they were talking about it on the news saying it had snowed here in years. And it was actually like probably 6 inches on the ground. When I tell you everybody around here was freaking out, it was so funny because I'm used to seeing snow, but not here. A snow fort, I think they're referring to. Okay, you get snow every year, so y'all are definitely used to the snow. John, when folks be talking about they want to see some snow, you be wanting to knock them. Listen, I know my kids be like, man, it is too hot there because, we get that triple heat index. Now, when it's hot like that, I ain't gonna lie or hold you. I'm finna be indoors up under the AC. I'm not coming out until it cools off. Okay, or unless we're going to the beach. The beach is our best friend, but these beaches get so crowded here because, we're right on. There's like a beach in every direction within 15 minutes of us. And they're beautiful, beautiful palm trees everywhere, beautiful white sand. But it's so congested. So just trying to get to the beach, it takes forever. Thank you. You too, East Dad. You're late. Oh, your break went fast. Okay, thank you so much for popping in. You get heat, humidity, yeah. That's how it was today. I thought it was gonna storm. So yeah, for me, I would rather stay in. I would much rather stay in. He must be working. Oh my goodness, I'm getting sleepy. Okay, number 16. Would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping, or always forget the one thing that you need when you go to the store? Oh my God, let me think about this. This is a crazy trick question. I don't be I don't like the idea of buying 10 things that I don't need. But then I'm one of those kind of people that I'll buy stuff that I know that I'm gonna use later while I'm there type of person. You know, it may not be something Imma use the day of. Right. Right, Miss Full Roller. Neither one of them is a good choice. But I certainly don't wanna be forgetting the one thing that I do need. So yeah, I don't Imma pass on this one. You do like I do. Yes. I don't understand it. And I'm just like that because for one, I don't like going to the grocery store. I try to go to the grocery store once every 2 weeks within my pay cycle, okay? And I literally get stuff to last in my home for 2 weeks. Now, my husband, on the other hand, is one of them want to run to the grocery store every day. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm not running to no store every day. I just can't do it. And then to me, you spend more money when you do that. I literally stock up for 2 weeks. Most things you buy fresh will be good for 2 weeks. We get into it. We clash about that all the time. We have a good, healthy clash. You cannot stand going, girl. Oh my God. When I tell you, I stock up. I'm not running to the store no every day. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand it. All right. Let me get off my rant. Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night? For me, for number 17, I'm going to say the night. I'm going to say the night. I don't really go out in the nighttime as much as I did when I was younger, so it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Now, I know that the city lights are beautiful at night, but I'd much rather go out and get what I need to do, get what I need to be done early. Yeah. All right. And number 18, would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef? For me, number 18, I'm going to say a personal chef. Definitely a personal chef because then I could definitely eat healthier and wiser because I have a personal professional chef prepping everything. That takes all that much work out of it for me. All right. Number 19. Would you rather have Beyonce's talent or Jay-Z's business acumen? Hmm. Beyonce does have talent, honey. She got the moves. She's beautiful. She's artistic. She's creative. She can sing. And she's also a force to be reckoned with business wise as well. But I think they're referring to just her talent. Hey, Infomedia, how you doing? That's information, man. Thank you so much for popping in. Happy Monday. So for me, for this one, y'all, I'm gonna say, give me Jay-Z's business acumen. He gonna make it do what it do. Okay, he is gonna make it do what it do. I'm gonna have to go with Jay-Z on this one. I am doing well, Info Man. I am doing well. Just trying to stay consistent on the channel. I am always over there, Info Man. I just be in the clouds because I'm usually coming home from work and doing a bunch of stuff so I don't be dropping down. But I be there. I was in there last night. Was it yesterday? Yeah. When you had the gentleman on there about the financial wellness, I thought that was a good live. And I usually share you out. So yeah, I've been doing pretty good, thank you. And I see you are over there doing the darn thing as usual. Hmm. All right. Look, let me get my last question up here, y'all. And then I'm gonna ask y'all about that plant-based. Ask y'all's thoughts over plant-based diets and also about intermittent fasting and alternative day fasting because I'm really curious about those options for health purposes. Hey, Brian, thanks for still being here. All right, so this is the last question, and it is: would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall? Now, I don't know who in the world would want to be 9 inches tall. This is an interesting question. I think this one is going to be one of them neithers. It's good for you, the plant based. Okay, yeah, won't hardly ever need a ladder. 11 feet. That is super tall, Miss Fool Roller. That's true, though. 500 thumbs up gift from you. That sounds pretty weird. I don't know what that means, Ryan, but thank you. That probably sounded weird, but that sounds pretty weird. You got to explain that one to me because I don't want no 500 thumbs up if it ain't no 500 people up in here. You feel me? Yes, plant-based is good. Okay. All right. So let me get that off. That was my last question. I literally had 20 questions. And again, this was just a fun way for us to engage and conversate. Um, as I stated, I'm literally just coming home from work. I still got my scrubs on. I want to get out of those. I just had dinner and I'm gonna try to unwind. I gotta be to work again at 7:45 in the morning. But I still want to come down here and engage with my supporters. Oh, no, 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 no. No, nuh-uh. No, thank you, Ryan. No, thank you. And are yeah, no, thank you. But I appreciate the gesture. Anyways, I'm getting ready to end soon. So you guys are all saying the rest of the time you don't eat. Okay. Plant-based is good. So Miss Full Roller, I know that you do a lot of fresh eating from your garden, right? With the salads and things. So would you say you are so welcome, Ryan? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Would you consider your diet a plant-based diet, Miss Full Roller? Because I was watching a video the other day and I have been dealing with some health stuff, right? Which is kind of why I've been not as active as I've been because it's been some stuff trying to attack me, okay? But in the midst of all that, I'm thankful to God that I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high cholesterol. I'm not diabetic. I'm none of those things. Thank God, right? But I realized that as an African American woman, as a plus size woman, I need to make changes before those type of things happen, right? So I've been talking with my doctor about this, and I know that I'm going to be going grocery shopping, and so I've been kind of mentally preparing my husband like, listen, because he's skinny. Yeah, he ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to worry about no weight or nothing like that. I come from a long line of thick, curvaceous women. So I'm just trying to monitor and watch because for my age, I just don't want to develop those type of severe health issues. You know what I mean? And I work in healthcare, so I'm fully aware of how devastating those can be. So I was listening to a video on plant-based diets, and it just really sounded like something that I could do. So I was telling my husband, I think I'm gonna try it out for like 14 days, give myself 2 weeks. But I wanted to get more information from somebody who was familiar with it. And I thought you would be a good candidate for that, Miss Full Roller, because I remember you saying you don't eat meat. And then I was also wondering for somebody trying that out for the very first time, do do people get sick? I mean, like, is that something that you can just like abruptly stop eating meat and then just only start consuming a plant-based diet? I know I've heard of people getting sick when they try to go back to meat. You say intermittent fasting is basically time period eating where you only consume food during whatever period. Now, have you ever heard of alternative day fasting, Miss Full Roller? I also saw a video on that. I literally was binging on all these videos trying to figure out what I want to do and what would be best. So these people like rather than I know one time before you and I talked about intermittent fasting and you talked about like letting your fasting time be during the time when you're asleep because your body's already resting. And that stuck with me, like it really resonated with me. Okay. But this alternate day fasting, it's like they're fasting on one day and then on the day that they're not fasting, they're doing like a percentage of what they would normally eat, but they're eating. You've talked about fasting a while ago. Yes, you did it over 20 years ago. You do eat meat, but it's only every now and then. Okay, so you do still eat meat every now and then, and it doesn't bother you? Because I know most of the time you're eating a lot of kale and salads, and I love salads and greens of any type. I love them. My problem is I put all kind of toppings on the salads, and those are probably the unhealthy choices. See, I need to get information on this. See, I wish my Wi-Fi wasn't so janky, Miss Florella. Then we could have this conversation as a panel. Because I want to educate myself for real. And then another question while I have you here. Do you what are your thoughts on juicing and smoothies, Miss Full Roller? Do you do any of those too? And if not, why? Because from what I've seen of the juicing, it seems so complex. The smoothies, I would think you would still be hungry. No, you took about 20 years to get to the way you eat now. You cut back the amount of meat until you eliminated it from each meal. Got it. Now, do you eat all of the like rice, bread, sugar, dairy? Do you eat any kind of dairy? Because I'm just starting to realize no juicing. You used to do smoothies, but stopped when you started eating the kale. Okay. So when you used to do the smoothies, they were mostly green smoothies, I'm assuming. You don't do dairy, but on occasion you have eggs. Okay. So one thing I have noticed in my seasoning since I've gotten a little older is that I don't tolerate dairy well. And it never used to bother me before when I was growing up. Green smoothies with fruit. That's what I was gonna try. I was gonna try and go and get myself a smoothie machine maker or whatever, and like the frozen berries and the protein powder. Just basically what I've seen people use in their videos that seem to like help them with clarity and alertness and improve skin and all that good stuff. But I was like, am I going to be hungry like 20 minutes later? Or will all those good, healthy things hold me over? Because I seriously want to do the right thing. I want to make a change. I really want to make a change. One that I will see and feel. So my husband's already preparing mentally. And he may jump on board. I doubt it. But what he is going to do is have to fend for himself if he wants to eat all that stuff that I no longer want to eat. You don't do too much bread anymore. You found that when you cut the bread and the rice, the munchies stopped. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I guess what I'm really going to try to do is incorporate more fruits and vegetables into my diet. I feel like I'm probably going to have to go to snacking every 2 to 3 hours because it's going to be such light meals. And then definitely get my sleep. Okay, get to sleep at a normal hour. And then also cut off the eating at a certain time so that when I do go to sleep, those hours that I'm asleep would be considered my fasting. Does that make sense? And I'm hoping that will help me to feel better and show up on the outside as well. I'm happy I'm having this conversation. You also have to get more sleep. Yes, lack of sleep makes you more hungry. You will start to feel better. I believe it. I believe it, Miss Florella, because I have declined so many different medications. I'm not getting on a whole bunch of medications. And I'm telling you, I thank God that those major things that attack the African American community, I'm not suffering with them. And I'm not even trying to speak them things into existence. And I know that for a lot of those things, there's no cure. There's lifelong medication involved, and I don't want to be that person. So right now, while I can make effective changes to reverse and prevent, I much rather go that route. hmm Because and I've been saying I wanted to talk about these things on a panel. You wish that you could come up. Oh, you know what, Miss Forerunner? Let me try to send you the link. Hold on, Miss Forella. Yeah, we should have been doing that, huh? Hold on. Give me just a moment, Miss Forella. I'm gonna send it to you on IG. I am really glad you popped in because when I tell you, I feel like I researched and researched trying to figure out a way to go about hold on. Where are you at, Miss Florella? Okay, there you go. Uh-huh. Okay, let me close that. Oh my God, it's already 9 o'clock. Hey, Miss Florella.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hey. Oh, Lord, wait a minute. Got too many
We
things
probably got
going
a
on.
serious delay. Let me turn
Uh-huh.
that music off. Hold on.
I'm gonna turn that one off. And then I can just hear you from the stage. Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh my God, it came back on by itself. This is why I don't like using that music.
It's off now.
Okay, I turned that off. I'm trying to take this picture down so we can be up there. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
All
How's it feel?
right.
Okay.
It is good. Hopefully, I don't get a serious delay like I normally do.
Okay. Well, as far as the difference between intermittent fasting and alternate day fasting, which actually they are somewhat the same, but generally intermittent fasting refers to basically say period fasting, meaning not the ladies' period fasting, but period
Right,
where
right.
you choose um, a certain number of hours where you try to consume all of your food within that time frame. And then
Okay.
anytime after that, whether it be like 8 hours, 12 hours, um, 16 hours, and then the rest of that time, you do not consume anything, any food. So, like if you do a 8 hour, most people do kind of a 12, actually 8/16, meaning they have an 8 hour window to when, they can eat their food. And
Mm-hmm.
then the other 16 hours is when you are not consuming food. And most people will time that so that, part of that other 16 hours that they're not eating is just your sleep time. Or you can make it, give yourself a 12-hour window where you can eat. And then the other 12 hours is when you don't consume anything. I would say when you're just getting into it, start with a
Mm-hmm.
larger um, eating time. Like most people are going to be up 16 hours a day,
Right.
where they're actually awake. So give yourself a 16-hour window which means the other 8 hours after that, that time period, you won't eat, which of course is more than likely going to include your sleep. And then you start back eating, once you get up the next day. And then as your body gets used to that, um, then you can shorten your eating time and increase the time that you're not consuming food. And it's really, like I
Oh,
said, because you're already intermittent. Everybody intermittent fasts because you're not eating while you're sleeping.
right.
So all you're basically are doing is adding on to the time, your sleep time, you know, where you're normally not eating anyway. You're just increasing that window of when you're not eating as far as your intermittent
Okay.
fasting. So, I mean, intermittent fasting does not, people try to make it like it's something very, very difficult. It's not. Because, like I say, everybody intermittent fasts every day because you go to
Right.
sleep.
While you're
You're
asleep.
not eating.
Right.
You're
Okay.
not eating while you're sleeping. So, only other thing you might want to do is, like I say, increase the amount of time when you're not consuming food. Now, when I first started it, I started with the regular, the regular one. And like you, I kind of thought this was difficult, thinking, oh, I can't do that. And I got to thinking, hell, like I said, you're not eating while you're sleeping. So I just started with that. The only time that I'm not eating is when I'm sleeping. And then I increased the time to where I'm not eating, say, after 10 p.m. Then gradually, you know, maybe move it up 15 in increments of 15 minutes or increments of 30 minutes. Then till it moved up to where I'm not eating after 9, till where I'm not eating after 8, till I'm not eating after 7, so on and so forth. Now I'm at the point
Oh,
where, go ahead.
oh, okay. No, I was just going to ask you a couple of questions about that, but I
Go ahead.
get it now what you were saying as far as the time going up. Hey,
Hmm.
Sticks girl, thank you so much for coming in. So my question, Miss Full Roller is, so if you're doing the intermittent fasting for as up to 16 hours, what type of meals are you eating like during the day and how often? Like, are you spacing your meals like every 2 hours? And what do those meals look like?
Well, see, now I've gotten to the point because I cut out, um, for me, and it's really a trial and error thing. But it finally, when I started the intermittent fasting, it finally dawned on me within that time period when I was, say, had a 16-hour time period. I would just eat, basically, kind of eat when I was, say, hungry. And now I
Mhm.
had already, before I started the intermittent fasting, I had already started cutting back on eating meat. So that process had already started before then. I was doing the smoothies before then. I was already doing the
Okay.
kale salads before then. We eat a lot of beans around here, for the filling, to keep you full. But at
Mhm.
that time, we were still also eating rice, still eating bread, and I ended up finding out and kind of realizing that it is those type of carbs, bread and rice, that was actually making me more hungry. So once I cut those out, my regular meals, which, like I said, pretty much consist of beans, um, and salads, smoothies at the time when I was doing them, um, would keep me full. And when I do eat, those type of, like I said, the breads, the salads, the sweets, that actually makes me hungry, and lack of sleep. The times when I don't get, the proper amount of sleep for me is when I have the munchies. I want something to eat all the time.
Oh,
Yes, lack of sleep, and now if you look around now, you'll hear doctors talking about that. It's finally come to, the uh, medical industry, the medical establishment, that sleep it does lack of sleep does a number on your metabolism, and it definitely makes you want to eat more, um, the stuff that you want that you don't really need.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, okay. So it sounds like you were doing like smoothies for breakfast, salad for lunch, beans for dinner.
No, just I really didn't. I still would eat, the beans. At the time, I still was um consuming, say, like the pastas. See, I kind of cut that kind of stuff out once I realized those type of carbs actually make me more hungry. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's because lack of nutrients. I don't know, but I still was eating that kind of stuff. I just would cut back on the meat and would eat more, because our salads are pretty big. So a
right.
huge salad, it would be a salad, maybe a sandwich, or something like that. But yeah, not just just a salad for a meal. Sometimes I think I used to do that. I would have, my big salad for the meal, and then I'd have another salad with, the beans or whatever else, for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a gradual elimination of the meat and then adding more vegetables. Um, Still at the time, like I said, was doing the bread until it, caught on. That spark was like, darn. And I can't even remember how we got to that conclusion, because my husband noticed that as well. Because we used to eat. Okay, the way we started, we used to eat. We'd had rice. We'd have some rice and maybe something else, rice in the smoothie, or rice and something else for breakfast. Um, and then maybe a salad or something later. And then, regular dinner, you know, typical way most of us, used to eat. Now, my
Right.
husband kind of he was already kind of sort of doing intermittent fasting already, don't not realizing that, that was what it was called. Because he didn't always eat. He wasn't the necessarily 3 meal a day type person where I was. And then I kind of started, you know, following along, doing that, tried the intermittent fasting, cut it down to 2 meals a day, and just basically eat. I pretty much eat whatever. I'm not a, this food is only for breakfast and this food is only for dinner. Mm-mm. I just want some food, some food. Okay. So I eat whatever, you know, whatever at that
Okay.
time. And now I only eat once a day. So basically, it's my salad and my beans, or whatever, we're going to have for that dinner. That's pretty much, that is my one meal. I only eat one meal a day now.
Really?
Because I'm not
Oh
hungry.
my goodness. Now, okay, then what are you putting in your salads? Like, what does your salads consist of, and what type of beans?
Eat just all the beans. I eat them all. I eat the navy beans, northern beans, kidney beans, red beans, black beans, garbanzo beans. Let's see which ones I'm leaving out. The big limas, the little limas, and I'm talking about the white, the dry beans. Even
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
the dry
and
beans.
the green ones, and the green limas. Uh, Lentils. Am I forgetting one? Kidney? Did I say kidney? Red, the black bean, all of them. We just rotate
Okay.
through them all. Hmm.
So obviously you're not putting any of the like unhealthy smoked meats and all that in the
No,
beans.
no,
These
we've
are
been
just
stopped that.
beans.
Hmm. And like I said, I would say don't do this cold turkey. Like when I was typed in the chat, this was over a 20-year period. I would cut each time, like once a week. I would reduce the amount of the smoked meat, the ham hock, putting it in the beans until I got to the point where I wasn't using that. Now I do still use either grapeseed oil or olive oil to replace, that, because the beans taste better when they've got some type of fat. you know,
And how are you cooking these beans? Are you cooking them on the stove or in a
on the
crock
stove,
pot?
the same way that you normally cook beans. The only
Okay.
difference is that I changed, instead of putting um, the smoked meat, the bacon, the ham hock, that kind of stuff, salt pork. I don't use that anymore. I just use the either grapeseed oil or olive oil, whichever one I have. And then of course, whatever seasonings I got. I love turmeric. Um, I love ginger. Your onions. Oh, got to put your onions in there.
Yes.
Celery. Um, like so, the only thing you won't change that part, the way you fix it. The only thing that you'll want to change is that fat that you're using,
Right.
and just like I say, just cut back on it. Cut back on the amount each time until you get to the point where you're not using any of that, and then substitute it with either, say, the olive oil or, like I said, I use grapeseed oil.
Okay. And then
Hmm.
you're not putting these beans on top of any rice. You're just eating just the beans.
No, just the beans. Yeah, I used to do it with the rice until I put two and two together, that it was the rice that was actually making me more hungry.
Hmm. Well, you
So
know
we
what I
started.
noticed?
Hmm.
I was taking oatmeal with me in the morning to work, thinking I was doing something healthy. Oh, I'm gonna eat this oatmeal when I get to work, and it's gonna hold me. And you would be all good and full, but literally like 20 minutes later, my stomach will be growling.
Same with me. We did the oatmeal too. We did the oatmeal,
And
and
I'm like, why does oatmeal and that and yogurt make me extremely hungry?
I think it could be. You might be like my husband and I, because it took him. I came across it first, and then he finally he came. I think he came here one day. He was like, "Why am I hungry? I just ate." And I said, "Didn't you have some oatmeal and the rice?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You might be like me, where that type of carb just you know." doesn't fill you up like some people. Because I've talked to some people, they're like, "Yeah, I eat a bowl of oatmeal and I'm good." I'm like, 5 minutes later, I'm like, I need something else to eat.
Yeah, man, it's
So
to the point where I just quit buying it. But
yeah, we
honestly,
haven't had oatmeal in oof, it's been a long time.
and I love oatmeal, but it just simply
Hmm.
does not hold.
No, same
It
here.
does not hold. So this is good because, like I said, I've been sitting here binge watching all these videos, trying to educate myself on plant-based diets
Hmm.
and, trying to make a determination as to whether or not that's something I could do.
You
I
can.
also
You
have
can.
been really wanting to incorporate the smoothies and really just kind of gradually cutting salt completely out of my
Hmm.
diet
Hmm.
and gradually cutting meat. Now I don't
Hmm.
know how, I'd probably have to do that step by step, like you said.
Yeah, do it. Because that's the way I did it. Step just a little bit back up, and like I said, now we're to the point where we'll still have it, like when we go out, or most of the time that's gonna happen when you go to somebody's house, you know. But I think it's easier if you do it step by step than try to do it cold turkey. Because if you try to
Mhm.
do it cold turkey and then you get those, you're in a situation where you hungry, and then you get to the point where you're hangry. Guess you're going to end up making that choice. And then it might be even harder for you to get back on, back on the wagon. So, but if you do it incrementally, it's easier for the body to make that, for you to make that change. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing it incrementally too, it doesn't feel like deprivation because
Right.
you're making the changes small. And then once, because even the little small change, you're going to you're going to feel incremental changes in your body. And once those, incremental changes build up, you'll be motivated to keep going because you'll start feeling better.
Mm-hmm. And then you also mentioned that you cut dairy out.
Yes.
And I noticed that from the different people that I've been looking at that have been talking about the plant-based diet, like some of them were kind of extreme. They
Hmm.
said no, nothing with eyes, nothing with feet, and no dairy. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's
So,
vegan. Hmm.
okay, so that's vegan and that's not
Hmm.
plant-based. So, can you
Right.
tell me a little bit more about what is plant-based?
Plant based is basically meaning that most of, if not all, because vegan does it is actually plant based. It is just it's 100% plant based, where everything else is percentages of that. I guess you'd say vegan is on
Okay.
the very extreme, the very end. It's 100% plant based, where they consume absolutely no animal products whatsoever.
Okay, that's
Does
vegan.
that make sense? Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is more plant-based. I'm thinking it's more like fruits, vegetables, things that grow on trees and vines.
Yes. Yes. You're incorporating more natural stuff that grow out the soil, grow out from the trees, uh, into your diet. That's what plant based is.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, so this is good information.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
I got one last question. Um, if you're a newbie like me who's trying to get started with drinking healthy smoothies, I notice I see people putting so much different stuff like kale, spinach, fruits. And then I also see some people use just ice and water to blend their stuff up. And then I see other people use like soy milk, almond milk. I really don't like milk, the texture or the taste. So I'm just trying
Mhm.
to determine what the best option would be or like
If you
what you
don't
would
like milk,
recommend.
if you don't like milk, then don't use it. I personally do like the almond milk, and when I first started doing the smoothies, I used almond milk. Then it got well, almond milk always has been more expensive, and then it got real expensive,
I
which is
heard, but I heard it lasts a long time.
yeah, it does. It does. It definitely does. But that was kind of the main reason that I slowly started, not doing the smoothies anymore, and then incorporating the kale as a salad, using it as the lettuce. Because I couldn't do both again for cost
Mm,
wise, you know,
yeah.
the cost. It's not because I didn't want to. I definitely want to, but it's the cost. Because unfortunately, because how when you cook greens,
Hmm.
how they cook, when you cut them up, you wash and cut them up, and you put them in, first put them in the pot. You think, ooh, gonna have a whole lot, and then once you cook them, you go back in there, you be like, did somebody take something out this pot? Yeah, it's kind
Right.
of
They
the
don't
same
cook
way.
down.
It's the same way when you're using your kale for your smoothies, and even for your salad. You cut that kale up and you put it in there. You're like, ooh, this is gonna be too much. And then once you blend it, be like, dang, it can get expensive. So yeah, but if you don't like milk at all, if you don't like the soy milk, if you don't like the almond milk, You don't have to use any milk at all. I have done some smoothies with no milk, none at all. Um, you'll want to, when you're first starting out, you'll probably end up using more fruit than the greens. You want the greens in there because
Mhm.
a lot of fruit is probably fruit is good for you, but you want that those nutrients from the greens as well because your leafy greens are just absolutely phenomenal for your health.
Yeah, I love leafy greens. I love
Good.
kale. I love spinach. I love all that stuff. I've never
Okay.
had it in a drink though. You know?
Yeah, it can take it can take some getting used to. That's why I say you may want to add a little, say, have a little bit more fruit in there versus your greens until you get used to tasting it. Because the fruit is what will make it drinkable.
The
Now,
sweetness.
yeah, because I've never done the straight green. No, I can't have the straight green by itself. We got to have something else with that.
Now, what about the
So yeah.
different powders? Because I see some people use like protein powders, collagen powders. Are those necessary to add to your smoothie?
No, they're not necessary. You can, but they're not necessary. I used to make it a bit more filling when I would do a smoothie for say a breakfast. If you were um, was running, say late on time and you need to put something on your stomach. So I
Mhm.
would put peanut butter or some type of
Oh,
nut
wow.
butter in there to that protein. Get that extra protein because your vegetables do have protein. They just don't have as much protein as say, your meat would. And it's the protein is what does kind of help keep you full, in addition to the fiber that is in the greens and the fruit.
Okay. And then I just noticed what East Media said about David from the Bible fasted every other day. So he was doing the alternate day fasting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's good. Even with and I've been doing the one meal now for the last, I think this is going on it's either my second and a half. I might be going closer to 3 years. Um, just eating one meal a day. Every other day is rough. And it would be kind of rough for me now, even with eating just one meal a day. It's kind of hard. So I would definitely not suggest that when you're first starting out. Because I did it, tried to do a 24-hour, uh,
Mhm.
and I think I had been doing intermittent fasting for about 6 months. And I was
Mhm.
busy around here doing stuff. And I looked up and it had been like 18 hours since I ate. So I said, well, shoot, I might as well go and see. I should be able to do the 24 hour. There wouldn't be no problem.
What you do?
Child.
You probably start getting delirious.
Yeah, I did. I felt kind of like, and shoot, and was a little hangry, was getting snippy. And my husband, he was like, "You find you something to eat, girl."
Yeah, now I
So I
definitely
would
wouldn't do
not,
that.
I would not recommend that for trying that for a beginner. No,
No.
I wouldn't have to come bail you out of jail. So,
Yeah, okay, please. I wouldn't even try that. So honestly, like I'm not really sure. This is good. This is helping me. I was just thinking I need to, well, this is what my vision was. I would do some type of healthy green and fruit smoothie in the morning
okay,
and having some healthier snacks during the day uh with some type of sermons of fruits and vegetables or both.
okay, yeah,
And then maybe having a normal regular dinner,
hmm, yeah,
but gradually
yes,
cutting that meat and salt out,
yes, yes,
and
exactly.
then just
I
kind of starting there and working my way down instead of
Yes,
just
that's
having a whole full big breakfast with all the meats and sides and all
yes,
the butter and salt and you know what I'm saying? And
hmm,
just kind of
yes.
going from there. That's what I
That's
was
exactly how I
envisioning
did
for
it.
myself.
That That's exactly how I did it. With the salt, the sugar, I cut back anything that I put salt in. I reduce
Mm-hmm.
the amount every time. Like when you cook something, I put less in there every time until I got to the point where I put very, very little salt in there. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
really starting to feel the
that's
salt
exactly
of the
how I do
devil.
it. And I'm telling you, you absolutely will feel better. Because I feel better as you know, I just turned 56 years old. I
Mm,
feel much better. My joints do not hurt when it rains. I have to look
mm,
at the weather report now, where before I could tell you a week before it's getting ready to
mm-hmm.
rain because my knees
Oh
and my
yeah,
joints will be hurting.
yeah. That's how my mom was until she made the change.
Hmm.
And now I'm looking at her and my aunt like, oh my God, I need to get my life together.
Hmm.
They
I'm
seasoned and
telling
they
you.
done got it together.
I'm telling you, once you that's why I said once you do it incrementally, you will be rewarded with feeling better,
Yes.
and definitely combining that with sleep. You got to
Yeah.
get sleep. You absolutely have to.
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
I
I'm
do.
telling
I'm so guilty of that. And I be just
you.
depriving myself. I don't know why.
Hmm. I'm telling you, it's worth it. I if you'd asked me would I be eating the way I'm eating now 30 years ago, I'd have probably looked at you like you just grew four heads on your shoulders. Now I'm like, why in the heck? What took me so long? Because
Right.
I didn't really start until my late. I kind of started a little bit my late 30s. Uh, and then I really fell off the wagon for a number of years. Got back on it in my once I turned, I want to say 40 or 42. Yeah, I think it was my 40s. Right at 40. And um I'm like, wow, why didn't I do this when I left home at 18? You know?
Right. Well, when we 18, 19, 20, we think we can conquer the world. We don't think we're going to ever get to a place where, you know, our health becomes a hindrance.
Hmm. Yeah,
I didn't think
and
about
it
it.
was go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I didn't think about those type of things when I was that age.
Yeah. But see, I have always had um sort of say health issues even, young. Like probably had high blood pressure back then because I would suffer with dizzy spells quite often.
Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
just not feeling well at all. Uh and it was a trip to the doctor in my late 30s. And my doctor said, I'm gonna have to put you on high blood pressure medication. And I said,
Mm,
we're not doing this. And that's when I started, making small changes. Like I said, I did fall off the wagon. And then I was, feeling bad again. Them dizzy spells, was really kicking up. Because I remember one
yeah.
time I thought I was about to pass out at work. I was at work by myself. And that's kind of scared me.
Mhm.
So I said, we definitely got to make a change.
Right. Yeah, that actually just recently happened to me this past week. And I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" I went outside downstairs, for my lunch break. I usually go sit outside in the sun and just get some fresh air. And I got down there and it just instantly it was a dizzy spell.
Hmm.
And I didn't know what to make of it because I ain't never had that happen before. And like I said, I don't have a history of high blood pressure or anything like that. In fact, I think the doctors are always shocked every time I come in for a physical because they assume that,
Mhm.
you're a black woman, you're a plus size black woman, and they assume I'm gonna be diabetic, I'm gonna have high cholesterol, I'm gonna have all these issues, but I don't have any of those issues.
Mhm.
And it's surprising to me. And I feel like, okay, God has spared you. Now you need to get it together before you find yourself in that situation.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's
You
how I
know?
was. She told me that yeah, I'm gonna have to if we don't do something, you gonna have to get on blood pressure medicine. And I was like, no, I ain't finna do that. So
Yeah, I really don't want to do that because, man, I have watched that with my grandmother, my mom, my aunts, and it's a lifelong thing. And, me
hmm
actually working in the hospital pharmacy is just, you see these people they're dependent on this stuff for the rest of their life. And
yes,
a lot of it, a lot of what comes out of the stuff is good, but there's a lot of bad side effects.
hmm
And I just don't even want to make myself dependent on it.
yeah,
So I'm like, you know what? Where do I start? I want to make a change. I want to get healthier. I've tried different things. Now, the air fryer was a godsend because I don't do the fried stuff no more. Every once in a while, my husband, with his sickening behind, will be like, "Can you fry that chicken instead of put it in the air fryer?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." But I'm like, "Can we just can I air fry it, please?" But
hmm
for the most part, I try to do things a little differently, but I'm like, this is not enough. I need to do some more.
yeah,
And that's why I started looking into the intermittent fasting. It seemed like it was some pretty decent health benefits.
it is. I
Also it
attest
seemed
to
like
it.
some safe, healthy weight loss.
hmm Yes, that too. Yep.
And then of course sleep. So just looking at some subtle changes that I can make that's not gonna cost me no whole bunch of money
Mm-mm. Nope.
and that will
Nope.
help me get on the
Actually, you're
right
gonna
track.
end up saving. You might end up saving money.
Well, that'd be
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, just start with like say cutting back on the amount of salt you use in all your meal prep. Do you also sprinkle salt on the food, like when you got your plate and you got the salt shaker? Do you do that?
No, no,
Okay,
I
good.
can't even tolerate it now at my older age.
Okay,
When I was younger, that was me. Now,
okay,
right now, my addiction is I be putting hot sauce on everything.
okay. Well, the hot sauce ain't too bad. Well, so good. So then just cut back. Let's just say you fixing a meal and you normally put, and I'm just going to throw this number out there, 2 tablespoons of salt in there. Make it a tablespoon and 3/4. Next time you do that, make it a tablespoon and a half. Next time you do that, make it just 1 tablespoon. You know, incrementally keep cutting it down. Because then your
Mm,
taste buds, that also gives your taste buds, it's not so jarring to your taste buds, and they'll gradually adapt. And then if you make a mistake and go back to your old way, you're gonna be like, ooh, this is too much salt. That'll tell
yeah, I
you
can't
right
even
there.
take it.
That'll tell you right there that your taste buds and your body is adapting to the new thing. So yeah, just cut back. If you do say have a 8 hour, or even if you want to start out with say 6 hours, intermittent fasting, because more than likely you probably gonna be sleeping 6 hours. Then after you do that for say a month and a half, 2 months, then increase it by 30 minutes. Go do that for another period. Increase it by another 30 minutes. To where you're um not, that period where you're not eating, you're not consuming any food.
Mhm.
Just do it gradually. If you do it gradually, once when your body starts getting used to it, you might not even notice it. And you might look around and go, dang, I ain't had nothing to eat in, 8 hours. I ain't had nothing to eat in 10 hours. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, now here's the other thing. See, I think that's also not my problem. Like, I don't eat consistently all day throughout the day. I
Hmm.
only eat 3 times a day. I'll
Okay.
eat a breakfast and a lunch and a dinner. But then it's like I just think that what I'm eating is not the most healthiest choice.
Okay. Yes. Now
Like, I
work
might
on
go
that.
and get a sub, and then I got all the provolone cheese. I got the ham or the turkey
Hmm.
on there. You know what I'm saying? And then that
Hmm.
bread and the mayo and all that. So it's
Yeah.
just cutting out that stuff that I know ain't good.
Hmm.
And then I feel like a lot of the dinner stuff is processed.
Yeah.
Like the white rice, the salts,
Hmm.
the sugars. I know
Hmm.
what it is that I need to cut out, and I just need to cut them out.
Yeah. Just do it gradually. You do
Yeah.
it gradually, and then you'll before you know it, you will have eliminated that. You know.
Mhm.
And then that, like I said, that because that gradually changes your taste buds. And if you do say eat it at a later time after you've eliminated it, it might make you feel you'll notice a difference. And once you get that body to the point of where it's feeling good, you
Mhm.
won't have to worry too much about binging it or eating, going back to that old way of eating. Your body will say, okay, all right, we're gonna let you have this a little bit for now. But if you get out of control, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is good information. I am definitely ready.
Good.
Um, I don't know. I have a regular blender. Do you think a regular blender would work, or do you need to get a
Child, that's all I
smoothie
had.
maker?
That's all I had was
'Cause
a
I was
blender.
like, do I need to really buy a special smoothie maker? I got a blender.
No, just make sure that you may need to use, because I did go through a couple of them. Make sure that you have enough liquid
Now, what do
in
you
there.
use for the liquid if you don't like milk? Like me and milk don't get along.
I
Because
had
I was thinking I could just use ice.
yeah, you could do the ice. You could I would say maybe melt the ice because you kind of want to, since the blender is having to cut up, especially if you're going to use kale
Mhm.
and those other type greens. It's typically not designed for that. Um,
Oh, okay.
kind of give your blender blades as much help as possible. So I would say just go ahead and melt your ice. If you want to use ice, that's fine. You can use tea. I experimented with before I stopped doing the smoothies, I was using hibiscus tea as
Liquid?
my liquid. You can
Oh,
use a tea.
wow.
Just
Okay.
get creative. Get creative. There's no textbook, you know, way, oh no, you should, Because the main thing is because you don't want to make it unhealthy, of course, but you
Right.
want to use the stuff that you like. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to drink it or you're not going to want to drink it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, if
So
ice
this is
works for
good.
you,
Good to know.
do that. Hmm.
Yeah, because I have like I can get the crushed ice from off of my freezer.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know if that will help.
Yeah. That'll work because that's smaller than, say, the big ice cubes.
Right.
So I think a
And
blender can
then,
handle the ice cubes, but you got to remember you're also adding the kale, and your fruits. in there as well.
Okay. That's true. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be monitoring it. I don't know if I'm gonna be putting it on my channel, but I am gonna be recording it and tracking it, and maybe at the end of everything I will put it up. But because I feel like it is for me and my personal health, I ain't really tripping
Yeah,
off of putting it on YouTube. But at the end of the day, if I do see positive results, which I'm anticipating, I
you
would
are.
definitely put it up.
And this just look at it as a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
This is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet, and as I can't remember who pointed that out. If you um if you take the T off of the word diet, what do you have left? So you
Oh,
you don't want to
Jesus.
look at it that way. This is a
Yeah.
lifestyle change. And I'm telling you, once you start feeling better, and that's why I always tell anybody, do it incrementally, you know, make the changes small and
Yeah.
increase those changes over time, because that makes it much much easier to stick with, and the reason it makes it easier to stick with is because you will start feeling better,
Right.
and that'll be the motivation
Well,
to keep going.
I believe that. This is good. So now I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you. I have been knowing, I have been talking with my doctor about it. I didn't want to have to try to do no type of uh pills or medicine. I'm just not even a pill person. Like Tylenol for
Yeah.
me and my little vitamin supplements, that's it. I'm not a pill
Hmm.
person. And then I certainly am not trying to end up being on nobody's high blood pressure. I definitely don't want to be giving myself no insulin injection.
Hmm.
I just don't want to
Hmm.
see myself there. So I just want to do what I need to do while I'm in my right mind and ability to do
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
And while it's not being forced upon you,
Exactly. Exactly. I've
it's
seen
much easier to do it when you're doing it because you want to do it and not because you have to do it.
you're right. You are correct. Well, I'm so glad you came up, Miss Full Roller.
Good, good. Thank you, thank you. I like I say, it was so much easier to talk it out than to try to type all that out. But yes,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, child, do it. Like I said, do it small. Start small. Um, for now, just make sure, say after maybe 9 o'clock, don't consume any food after 9. And then
Hmm.
don't eat anything else until 9, 10, 11. Let's see what 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
You can eat from 5 to 9 the next day. Do that for a while. And then gradually bump it up to where, if you want to do 15-minute intervals, whatever, to bump it up. I'm telling you, you're going to realize, and also make the changes as far as your actual food that you're consuming.
Yeah.
Add that
Definitely.
more fruits and vegetables. You'll notice you'll be full longer, and if you're not hungry, you're not thinking about eating. Thinking about eating or grabbing the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Then the body feels better. Once the body feels better, you know you'll be more motivated to keep going.
Absolutely. I just can't believe you just don't know. I mean, this is something that I've been like, I won't say struggling with, but struggling with. And you know how you talk yourself out of going through with it for so long,
Hmm.
but then you finally come to the place where you're like, girl, if you don't quit playing and get it together,
Hmm.
and that's where I'm at.
Hmm. See, I was there at 30. Actually, it was 39 because I happen to remember, I remember this day quite clearly. I can't tell you exactly what day it was, but I was sitting at my desk and it dawned on me that I was 39. And then I remembered that's when my father had his first major heart attack at the age of 39. So
Oh my goodness.
that was the kickstart. Like I said, I fell off. I definitely fell off the wagon for 2, 3, 4 years after that. Age of 39, but that was the motivator. To say, hey, got to get it together. And then too, like I said,
Mm,
my doctor was like, we need to put you on, high blood pressure medicine. And I was like, mm. So yeah,
yeah.
I know exactly where you are because I was there.
Yeah.
And like I say, hey,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I really am determined and confident, and I'm actually excited,
you can do it, and I'll be rooting,
and
definitely rooting
I'm
for you.
yeah, I'm sure the results. Just I want that healthier feeling, that pain-free feeling. So, yeah.
Child, it will come as you, and especially incorporate more fruits and vegetables in the diet and reduce the inflammation causing foods. Meat is one of those. Dairy is definitely another. Once you start, reducing those and increasing the fruits and vegetables, your pain levels will go down. Like I said, I whew, I would shout that to the rooftop because I know it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, my tolerance just like I can't even do salt now. And like I said, I used to be that person that I'd be like, "Where's the salt shaker?"
It's me too,
Now,
child.
if I
I
just
used to
taste too
sneak.
much of it, it messes with
Mm,
me. And the
mm-hmm,
dairy messes with me. And then I'm noticing now that the meat don't taste right. Or I don't know if in my
mm-hmm.
head the meat don't taste right, but I'm just like, okay, I could do without this meat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just getting to a place where I'm like, let me just try this fruits and vegetables and plant-based for a little while and see how I do.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Like I
figure
said,
if
just
anything, it can't hurt me.
no, it absolutely can't. And like I say, for now, um, just cut back. You're introducing this, and you're slowly cutting back the you know some of the stuff of the way you do eat now,
Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Absolutely.
and you'll be
So,
just fine. And
yeah,
then you'll be asking, "Dang, what took me so long?"
girl, I know because I'm like, I can't no longer use the excuse, "Well, my kids, I gotta cook for my kids." No, my kids are grown, honey, and gone on. So, now is the time that I can really take care of me. It's
Hmm.
time.
Yeah, your body will thank you.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, and I had fun with the 20 questions also too, so thank you.
You're welcome. You are definitely welcome. I had fun too. I like those.
Okay, it's so interesting to see what everybody would do.
Right.
All right,
All right.
guys.
Well, I'm gonna
Well,
drop
I
on
am going to
down.
bring this to a close. I am going to bring this one to a close. Oh, yeah, it's 10 o'clock. So I can get my butt up early in the morning. I got to be to work at 7:45. Thank you guys so much for coming in this evening and supporting. I really appreciate it. Grandma Faye, Stiggs Girl, East Media with BG, Info Media, 1SP, Blue Ice, Miss Florella, of course, um, Ryan, the Syrian TV. Thank you guys so much for being here this evening. I really appreciate it. And Four Corners was here earlier, as well as East Dad. So you guys take care. Um, Stay encouraged. Stay blessed. Continue to support one another. And I will definitely see you all in the next video. All right. I am going to head out. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming through and kicking it with your girl. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I hope you were thoroughly entertained. And if you didn't remember to do so on your way coming in, please don't forget to blow dry on that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? It is free 99 after all. It doesn't cost you anything. And don't forget to share me with a friend, family member, or on your other social media platforms. Let's help each other grow. Once again, I'm Pandi of Pandi's Hair, Candy, and More. Thank you so much for taking a moment to come on over and kick it with your girl. Until next time, you all stay safe out there, stay encouraged, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.